Hello, it's Tracy. I am sharing a step-by-step tutorial of how I do split lettering in Cricut Design Space. This is a basics beginner from start to finish. Okay, here in Cricut Design Space, I am going to go to Add Text, and I'm going to type in a D, and by default the Cricut alphabet is the one that comes up. So I want to change that. I'm going to go over here to the right hand side and click Edit, and then down here you see it says Cricut Alphabet. That is the default, and so I'm going to click the drop down, and then here are all of my fonts that I have available to me. Yours may look a little bit different depending on if you are a Cricut Access subscriber, which I am. And what that means, it has a little A beside it, the little green A, and since I'm a subscriber, I just pay my yearly subscription, and then I can use all of these fonts even if I had them previously or not. The ones that don't have the A beside them, they're just either cartridges that I have or fonts that are included in Cricut Design Space. Okay. So I want to find a font to use for this. Decisions. I'm going to try this Country Life. See how that looks. Yes, I like that. Okay. So I want my whole decal to be about, I guess about 4 inches wide or tall. So I'm just taking my D and kind of lining it up at the 1 inch line up here, and then this blue dot here in the right hand corner, I can stretch that and it will give me the desired tallness that I want. Okay. All right. So I'm okay with that. So I'm going to click out of that by just clicking on my screen and getting rid of those dots. Now I want to insert a line, and I'm going to go over here to Insert Shapes, and I'm going to select the square. Now the square is automatically proportioned, so if I take this dot here in the right hand corner and I pull it, it's going to proportion like as I pull it. So I need to unlock it so that I can maneuver it to make it thinner. To do that, I go over here in the left hand corner with this little lock right here, and I'm going to click that and it unlocks it, and so then it turns this button in the right hand corner green, and so then I can make it any size that I want. I can make it really thin, I can make it, fatter, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to make it the size that I want. So that's good like that, but I want to go ahead and make 2 of those. So I'm going to right click and click copy, and then go up here to the top and click paste, and it will give me a second line. So I'm just going to move that one down here just for the time being, and I'm just going to work with this one. All right, so now I'm going to go back over here to my D, and I'm going to just move it over just a tad so I have a little more room to work, and then bring this over here, just kind of centering that a little bit. I like this font because it kind of where the triangles are in the D, if I go over those points, that kind of helps me center that. Okay, so just kind of centering that. Okay, now I want to weld this together because they are individual letters in an individual line. So to do that, I click the letter, hold my shift key down on my keyboard, and then I'm going to click the line so it grabs the D and the line. So I'm going to go up here and click weld, over here to the right hand side. So then now it made it one piece. So it turned my line black, the same color as my D. Okay. The color really doesn't matter because you're going to use the font color of your vinyl that you want, so it doesn't matter. But if you want to change the color, you can come over here to this side and click on the image, and then we can turn it a different color. So I'll turn it like a blue, so that it just kind of gives you a more definition once I bring this line. Okay, now I'm ready to split my D, okay? So I wanted to just kind of point out, I'm going to be splitting this line right here. So depending on what size line you use will depend on how thick your line is going to be on your actual finished project. So keep that in mind. So what I want to do is now I want to split it. And I want to zoom it so that I can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to go down here in my left-hand corner, and I'm going to click the plus button, and it brings my image closer, zooms it in so I can work with it a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm going to drag that extra line that I created, and as I move it up, you can see that it goes behind my design, okay? So there's an easy fix for that. I want to move this line to the front because it's not going to cut it back there because it's not on top of anything. So how to do that is have it highlighted and right click on the image and click move to front. And so if you saw, it came in front of my design. So now once I put it on top of my design, it can split that. So to help myself, I'm going to, I want to split this line as evenly as possible. And so how I can do that is by helping myself by zooming in, whoops, by zooming in a little bit more, okay? So just stick with me. I know what I'm doing because I want to split this line as evenly as possible. So I am taking my D and I am just kind of centering it on these gray lines the best that I can. And then I'm taking this line and I want to center it as much as I can also. And it is okay if this line is longer than the green line that's on my D, because I'm just using this line to tell Design Space where I want to cut it. So I'm going to delete that anyway. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm just going to zoom back out a little bit. Don't click out of it because it will get rid of those lines or get rid of my bubbles. So then I'm going to come over here in my right hand corner and I want to drag, whoops, I need to unlock it because it's proportion. It's like, okay, what do you want me to do? So I need to come back over here and over here to the left, and I need to unlock it because then it gives me this green button so that I can drag it down. I can drag it down. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so that I can grab my image. So now that it's ready to slice, I can click on the letter and click on the black box and then slice it, or I'll show you another trick, but I want to point out, see how these are grayed out right here? Like I need to slice it and it's grayed out. I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening. Well, it's because Design Space only has this highlighted. So it's like, okay, what do you want me to do? There's nothing to cut. There's nothing to slice. So I need to grab this D as well. So you can do that by clicking this, holding your shift key down on your keyboard and then clicking the D, or you can come up here, give yourself enough space and draw a diagonal square across your image And so then now it gathered and it attached everything together. So then if you see over here on your right hand keyboard, or your right hand side here, these have lit up, so therefore they're able to use them. So I want to select slice, and then now it has sliced my D. So it's going to give me a couple of layers. There's my D, so I'm going to move that over here. And this is the rest of my, this is the box, like the black of the box that I did, and then here's my stencil. So these two things I'm not going to need, so I can delete those. And so then now I have my split D. And now let me zoom in a little bit more. So this is what I was trying to share. See how this line is thin? The thicker this line, the thicker this line is, the more you're going to have when you finish your actual project, or when you actually finish slicing it, okay? So once I have this positioned the way that I want, I need to figure out you need to figure out the size you're going to need for your actual project, like your actual tumbler or your Yeti cup or a decal that you're actually doing. That will depend on how big your initial is going to be, okay? So I'm just going to, for space reasons, I'm just going to have that like that. And then I need to come back over and type his name. And so I'm still using that Country Life font, which I really like for this. You can use two different fonts if you want, just by clicking on it, going over here to your edit panel, your drop down, and finding a different font. So I have this one that says EASTON, just depends. See how this, and you're like, well, I really like that font. Unlock it so that you can stretch it out and make it maybe smaller. Now, if I'm happy with this font right here, I'm happy with the D, I'm happy with the letters, I have the spacing the way that I want, you can help yourself out a little bit by zooming in on your mat, by using that minus and that plus at the bottom of the mat, so that you can eyeball it or figure out the center, whatever you want. That looks really good to me. I have the D that is the bluish green color, and the Daniel letters are black. I want to go ahead and make that all one color because I want the Cricut to know that I want it all on one mat. If I keep them like this, it is going to try to put those Daniel letters on a different mat because I had it in black. That doesn't mean I'm going to use this color of vinyl. I'm going to be using a chrome vinyl, and so it doesn't matter the color. So now what I need to do before I send it to my mat, I need to attach everything together because I want it to stay put, stay planted, stay just like that. I want it to stay just like that. So I need to select all, and what I need to do is I want to click the big D, or just click one of something on the image on the mat and click select all, and then I want to click attach over here in my panel. And then once I select go, it's going to put it all on one mat. You see that? It's one image, okay? If I would not have selected attach, let me show you that. I'm going to X out of that because I'm not ready to cut it yet. Let me detach this and let me detach that, and let me show you if I would not attach it. Just say that if I would click this and click select all and forget to attach it, and select go, see, it doesn't put it all together because it's like it's going to cut everything out individually. So let me show you again. I'm going to X out of that. Okay, I'm just going to click part of the D, and I'm going to select, or just anything, something on the image, select all. It attaches it, or it puts it all together. So it's like, now what do you want me to do? Come over here to your panel, click attach, then select go, and voila, it puts it in one image. So then now you can put your chrome, or no, put your vinyl, paper, whatever you want to cut your image out, and you can cut it out. Okay. Another tip that I want to give you is sometimes working with letters like this, it's easier maybe to resize it after you have it finished. And so at this point is a little bit easier to resize it because you have your image, you have your decal, you have your monogram, the size or the position the way that you want. Okay, this one right here, just say if you were using a smaller cup, okay, this right here is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, okay, because each one of these blocks are 1 inch. Okay, that's too big for my actual cup. I want to decrease it to 4 inches. I don't want to unlock it because I want it to stay in one image like this, so I'm just dragging it diagonal to kind of show you. You can resize it a little bit better this way for the size of decal that you want. I hope that this tutorial was helpful. If so, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to try to answer them. I appreciate you watching so much, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you're not. I love to create and share crafty ideas with a bit of country charm. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.